Hey guys, Alex here from Trademate Sports. One of the biggest problems that profitable sports bettors have is that their accounts don't last forever. They get limited or gubbed by the bookmaker. So today I've put together 10 tips for you guys to stay away from getting gubbed by the bookmakers and try and extract as much value as possible before they eventually limit you. But before I go into my tips, if you could please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and click the bell so you get a notification every time we post a video like this.
It is a scam when you don't allow everyone to operate on fair terms.
We are the Robin Hoods of sports betting. We take something back from the rich bookies and enable our customers to beat them instead.
Tip number one, following our recommended leagues or just betting on leagues that are quite popular. As soon as you start betting on leagues that are really unpopular or, people just don't really watch them, think of like your lowest football league in the world, like your Malaysian third division, like just random football leagues that no one really watches, no one follows. Stay away from betting on those because it's going to look like you have some inside information. So typically people don't bet on those things. Stick to your major leagues like your EPLs, NFLs, Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, these massive leagues, even other European football leagues, Serie A, Liga, Bundesliga, all these leagues, it's normal to bet on them. It's not normal to bet on third divisions or fourth divisions and stuff like that. So it's going to look suspicious if you're betting on those leagues and getting big wins. So definitely stick to more popular leagues. Number two, betting whole amounts. And I've talked about this before. It's a common error I see with Trademate users especially, is they get a recommended stake and it's never an even number. It might be like 46 euros, 21 euros, like these random numbers. They're not rounded to 10 or 5. And if you do that, if you are betting those uneven numbers, it's going to look like you have a strategy, but two, it could look like you're arbing too. So you're trying to make a guaranteed or a sure profit. So in my opinion, if you're value betting, definitely stick to rounding your stakes off. If you're Norwegian or Swedish, you're dealing in a currency that's a bit higher. So I'd be, dealing in 50s and 100s. Whereas if you're doing euros, dollars, pounds, I'd round to your nearest $5 or $10, euros or pounds. Tip number three is not pushing the max limits. So every now and then you might go place a bet. Let's just say it's for 50 euros. Place the bet and they'll say, no, sorry, we don't want more than 25 euros or something like that. So in that case, a little bit frustrating. They won't let you get down 50 euros, but then don't go and put 25 euros down because you're almost pissing them off in a way that you're actually taking that maximum stake. Maybe just take something like $15 or $20. Don't push the max limits, and you should. If you just keep taking their max limit that they'll take, they'll probably just grow frustrated and that max limit will slowly drop. But maybe if you take $15, $20, consistently take that, they'll let your account stay a lot longer. It is a little bit of a lottery, but it's just one way to, try and stay under the radar a bit more. Tip number four, and it's another really common mistake I see with sports bettors, is that they withdraw their money basically as soon as they get a win, or maybe after a week or something like that. They've had a couple $100 win, whatever. That's just another way to piss them off, because that's the last thing they want to do is be withdrawing money. It costs them money, it costs them transaction fees, all these kind of things too. So not only are they losing money, but they're losing little percentages on top of that too. So keep your money in the bookmaker, and then eventually when they limit you to completely, then go and withdraw your money. I wouldn't be withdrawing on the go all the time, because it's going to frustrate them, and it alerts your account too. So every time you withdraw money, a little ding will go up on their side, and they'll see that you're withdrawing money, which means you're winning. So yeah, definitely try and stay away from that if you can. Tip number 5, try and stick to one bet per game. So if best example I could say, and this is either over-unders or maybe even better Asian handicap. Say Manchester United are playing Liverpool, you really like the chances of Manchester United winning, so you start placing bets of Manchester United plus 0.5, Manchester United plus 0.75, plus 1, plus 1.25, and you've just gone and absolutely smashed them on one side. Essentially, you're not really, but you're backing the same thing over and over. That's just, having multiple bets per game on a very, very similar market and then winning is really going to alert your account. So try and stick to one bet per game, and hopefully that should work too. Tip number 6 is not depositing a truckload of money in on your first ever deposit. I have no idea what the number is here. It could be, over 300 euros, 500, certainly thousands. Once you start making that your first ever deposit, it makes you, it looks like you're coming in with an air of confidence, as if you know what you're doing, blah, 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 and it'll alert them straight away. So I would say if you deposit those kind of amounts, a flag will go up straight away, and they'll be looking at that account and really just honing in on seeing what you're doing. So I'm not sure how, obviously it's different for everyone in terms of amounts of money you want to deposit, but try and stick below maybe 500 euros, 500 pounds. Even that might be too much. And if you wanted to deposit more, just keep some in reserve. And then if it gets to the case where you run out of money, because obviously value betting has a lot of variance, then you can go and deposit in again. But just make sure that initial deposit isn't too crazy. Tip number 7, and a very popular way of keeping your account under the radar, is accumulators, placing accumulators. So generally, at least bookmakers know this, that accumulators are a dumb way of betting, I guess. So if you are placing accumulators, you're going to make your account look dumb, which is great for us. So I'm not saying every bet do an accumulator, but maybe if you're placing 10 value bets, maybe place an accumulator after that. I don't know, just mix it up a bit and make your account look as dumb as possible. And don't go crazy with the accumulators. Don't go put massive sums on it, or that'll just kind of ruin your profitability. But yeah, throw one in every now and then, and hopefully it'll take the scent off your account, I guess. And if you are going to do an accumulator, try and combine value bets. Don't just pick any random games where the margins are huge, because then you'll just be multiplying the margins together. Try and find some value bets in Trademate and combine those. Another good thing you guys can try is playing around on things like casinos or just other offerings that your sportsbook offers. So stuff like on my screen here, you can see all these kind of games you can play on the casino. Maybe you can play some blackjack, some live casino. I'm not too familiar with these kind of things, but even if you aren't, just go and, have a few spins of the roulette wheel or something like that. Just make yourself or your account look as dumb as possible. There's also not campaigns, but like things like contests and stuff like that, like tipping contests and stuff like that, where you can maybe put a few dollars on that. Like just play around and do anything that's going to make your account look really, really dumb. Number 9, and this is one that's probably being used a lot more nowadays, not to the extent of all the other tips, but just try and stay under the radar when it comes to your social media. I wouldn't be posting about your big betting wins or just anything really betting related. If you want to, you just risk a little bit, because they can easily find your social media accounts most of the time. So if they're a bit confused about your account, whether it is profitable or not, what should we do here? Should we let him play or not? Then there's a good chance that they might check out your social media. And if they see that you're posting about betting, that you're posting about profitable kind of things, it's a pretty easy way for them to go, all right, he can go. Number 10 is not waiting to bet once you open a new account. So let's just say I opened an account today, I leave it there, I don't deposit anything, just leave it there for 3 months, and then all of a sudden, in 3 months from now, I just go in there and absolutely start smashing it with 20, 30 value bets a day. That looks a little bit suspicious, because it seems like, why did you open your account then? Like, it looks like you kind of had a plan in place that, I don't know, what I mean. So just when you open an account, Maybe if you don't plan to use that account for a while, just place a bet here and there just to look like a recreational person placing a bet or two on the weekend. But yeah, don't open an account and then just all of a sudden start smashing it 3 or 6 months later, something like that. And those are my top 10 tips, guys. Unfortunately, looking at it from an overall perspective, it's bloody hard to stay under the radar, because eventually, you know, you make money from them, profit over however many weeks, months, they're eventually going to limit you anyway. So these are just some tips to try and prolong those accounts for as long as possible. And because of this problem, this was one of the reasons why we created Trademate Pro, so you guys could use our software to trade on the Asian markets, the sharp bookies, and also the exchanges too. So if you do get to the stage where you're completely limited on every self-bookie available to you, then yeah, definitely go and check out Trademate Pro, and yeah, try and be a bit more profitable in the markets where they don't limit you. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And like I said earlier, click the bell so you get a notification every time we post a video like this.